start over.
Okay. Let me back up. There we go. Make sure I got that right. Okay. All right. Well, hi. My name is Jonathan Coleman with Go4Rent, and today we're going to discuss the application process from the listing realtor standpoint, the realtor that represents the renter standpoint, and from the renter standpoint, and show you how Go4Rent has automated the process for all three parties concerned when it comes to dealing with an application. All right, so from the listing realtor standpoint, generally, they will go ahead and list it. They'll list the application, and a lot of times they may receive an application via fax or email. It may be handwritten, and there are aspects of it where important aspects of it that are illegible, and then they have to wait on the application fee prior to processing that file. And a lot of times they want that application fee in certified funds. Which kind of makes it a little bit difficult for the agent that represents the renter and for the renter to accomplish that task. From the realtor that represents the renter's standpoint, generally what happens is that they have to get an application to that applicant, have them complete that application, whether they type it or usually it will be handwritten, and get a copy of that application from them and forward that application over to the listing realtor. The other hurdle of that aspect is the application fee. A lot of times the listing realtor wants the application fee in certified funds, which means that someone has to go to a financial institution and retrieve those funds and retrieve the funds in certified funds, and then get the funds over to the listing realtor's office, which is a task, especially for applicants that are here from out of town and they don't have access to that type of stuff. So what Go4Rent has done is streamline and automate that entire process to make it a lot easier to apply for a rental, make it a lot easier for listing realtors to process an application. So what we've done is we created an automated process with an online application with a digital signature. We use the TAR form 2003 like all realtors in Texas use. It's an application, the application fee is paid online. So that makes it a lot easier. The applicant does not have to go and get certified funds. Email notifications are sent out once an application has been received, and an email notification is sent out once the listing realtor has rendered a decision on the application. From within the Go4Rent environment, the listing realtor can ask the applicant to upload any type of documents they need, whether it's Social Security card, pay stubs, driver's license. They can upload that into the application process. TAR requires everyone to notify an applicant of their approval criteria prior to accepting an application. So we've embedded that system into our system to make sure that all realtors are in TAR's compliance with that. In addition to that, anyone that pulls a credit report, if they deny an application, they have to give that applicant an FCRA denial letter stating the reason why they denied the applicant. And that system is embedded into the Go4Rent application process as well. Any questions so far?
So are you saying that if the landlord denies the tenant, that your service will generate that letter and email it to the applicant?
Yes, so the realtor that represents the landlord has to follow those steps in order to comply with that process. We use the same TAR form for that as well. So to make it easy for them, they can go back into the system. The system will generate the letter for them. They can digitally sign the letter, and it will automatically email it off to the applicant.
Excellent.
Right. So process. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You didn't say how much the fees are.
Sorry. Yeah. Good question. The application fee is $45. We are screening the applicant for you, so that alleviates the need to find a screening service or go to your mortgage broker in the office and have them screen the file. So we're doing the screening for you.
And what type of screening?
So we provide you with a credit report with a score, national criminal background check, eviction check, sex offender, and previous addresses. Okay. And employment's in there as well. So you have a full file at your disposal.
And the employment data is coming from third-party sources?
Well, it will list where they have previously worked and the current employer based on the application. So it's just pulling information from the database.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, right. So a lot of times realtors would only run just a credit report. They may even be just a credit report with the score, but to do your full due diligence and satisfy or service your landlord client as best as you can, it's always good to include the criminal, the evictions, and the sex offender. Okay. All right. So application process. This is the homepage of the Go4Rent website. We pull directly from the MLS, so we update it every night. So there's no need for a realtor to go in and add any listings. We pull directly from the MLS. If they end up changing the price, the next day it will reflect on Go4Rent. So there's no extra work for them to do. So the renter will go here, find their listing, and then once the listing comes up, again, the same information that's on the MLS. If the realtor has created an account on Go4Rent, they can upload a photo, and more importantly, they can upload their approval criteria. So from the renter's standpoint, what they do from here is they click the Apply Now button, and that starts the entire application process.
So are you advertising this site to potential tenants?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So next what happens is that the renter gets to this screen, and more importantly, the realtor that has created an account on Go4Rent has stated that I want pay stubs, photo ID, and a retina scan. So, sample file for you. And more importantly, they have updated their application approval criteria. We have a standard set already in the system just to make sure that we keep realtors in compliance, but they can deviate from that and update it as much as they need to. They can do it for all their listings, or they can do it per listing. So if they have a different landlord that says, well, I want the income to be 4 times the rental amount versus 3 times the rental amount, they can update it per listing.
Okay. So if an agent, a listing agent, has not created an account on Go4Rent,
Okay.
and you get somebody, a potential tenant applying for that property, do you then contact the listing agent?
The system will email the agent.
Okay.
Yeah, it will definitely email them and let them know that they do have an application out there, and they need to go in and create an account so they can have access to the application.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So so the approval criteria is there, and then before the renter can go on to the next step, they have to check the box that says that I have read the approval criteria and confirmed that I meet all of the conditions. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So then it takes them to the application, the actual 2003 form for them to complete. And then they can upload the documents that are requested by the listing realtor. And then, of course, they confirm. So once all that's done, the listing realtor gets an email very similar to this one.
Okay.
It says, an application for your listing, and gives the address, has been submitted. You can view the application, and then gives them a link directly to log into the site.
Okay, so when a realtor needs to create an account, is there a cost for that?
There is absolutely no cost for it.
So there's no reason why every realtor shouldn't be in there if they list
Exactly.
properties for lease?
Absolutely no reason.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no cost to the realtor. Every time I do a presentation, I get asked that.
Yes.
So I'm thinking, well, you know what? Maybe I should put a little fee in there. But no, there's no cost for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's absolutely no
But
cost
if
for it.
there's no fee, then you should at least advertise that
Well,
there's
yeah.
no fee.
Yeah, maybe I should then.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So back office for the listing realtor. So what happens, they get the application email, they log in, and this is what they see. So the application will be here for them to view. It's already been signed by the applicant. And then the documents that they requested are here as well. And if there are any co-applicants, they'd be here.